Hello everyone, we're here with Grandma Tanner at Tanner's Orchard. She's going to show you an easy way with some few cheats here and there on how to make a homemade chicken noodle soup using our ya seasoning and our egg noodles that we sell in our farm market. So Grandma Tanner, take it away.
Well, today I used the easy way to get a chicken and pre-cooked is to buy one of those rotisserie chickens at the grocery store, which we did. Here's how this looks. This actually came from, I'm going to give Sam's a little bit of a boost because it was $5 from Sam's. So I cut it all up. I had two of them. I cut one of them all up in little pieces. And then I took the bones and I put them with 3 quarts of water and I boiled it for about 30 or 40 minutes for the chicken broth.
So here's your chicken broth over here.
Yep.
And that's from boiling the bones of that chicken.
Yes. Now another way, if you don't want to boil those bones, or if you don't have the bones, if you just buy a couple chicken breasts, boil them and cut them up or bake them or have some kind of chicken left over, you can do that. What I have used before is like chicken broth that you buy. Or another thing I have used, here's roasted chicken base, and I buy that at GFS. So it's a whole container, and you just keep it in your fridge, and it's got a lot of flavoring in there. So I brought 2 quarts of water to a boil, and today we're going to use these noodles they're Amish noodles that we sell here at our market. So I poured about half of that in the water after it came to a boil and put the lid on it.
Now, do you like to cook your chicken noodle or your noodles in the broth?
In the chicken broth. You can do that. Today I did not. So I'm going to take this broth, which I just heated, and I'm going to pour it over this chicken. It's really a good flavor. That roasted chicken does have some seasoning in it, but I've added a little bit of, this is another thing that we sell, is this ya Greek seasoning. It has all kinds of seasonings in there. It's just really good for soups, salads, vegetables, potatoes, pasta, or you can sprinkle it on your meat.
And Grandma Tanner, I will attest, she does use that on all her vegetables at home.
Yeah.
She uses it on a lot of stuff.
It's very good. So my noodles have been in that boiling water. I bring the water to a boil and always put a pat of butter in that water, and then your noodles will not boil over. So I brought the water to a boil, put a little bit of this seasoning in there, dumped the noodles in there, and left them set. Now they've been setting maybe 15-20 minutes.
Did you what do you mean by let them set? You brought it back to boil and turned it off?
Yeah, I brought it back to a boil and then turned it off. Because you can overcook your noodles and then they will be tough. And I found, like spaghetti too, I do the same with that. I bring the water to a boil, put a little butter in there, and then dump your spaghetti in there and just bring it back to a boil and then shut it off. And it gets done just about right.
You put the lid on them.
Put the lid on them. Yep. So here are the noodles. They look real nice and tender. So I'm just going to, I'm going to dump part of this water off, not all of it, because I would really like to save some of this water because there's quite a bit of chicken in that, for that whole chicken.
She forgot to bring her strainer.
Yeah. So this is one way to do it. You lose a few noodles. So you pour those noodles in there with the water. Stir that all up. Now another way, you can add parsley, which is very good. You can cook that parsley with your chicken. Or another way, now this really made a nice big pot of soup. I think this is, what is that? 8 quarts. Or you can add some vegetables. I have these mixed vegetables. You can add peas or carrots. And it just makes a really nice soup here. I'm going to just put half of these, because this is a pound of vegetables. I'm going to put about a half of these in there. And then, when you're all done, you put that back on the stove and bring it, or just simmer it. And then all your flavors will go together. Very easy way to make homemade chicken noodle soup. And my husband and I, we eat a lot of soups all winter. And if it gets a little bit too thick, I just add a little bit more water or a little bit more broth, or you can always put a little bit of this stuff in there. It doesn't need very much because it is pretty strong. You just dump that in there and stir that around and put that back on the stove and simmer it a little bit.
Until your vegetables are tender.
Until your vegetables are tender, and these vegetables just give it a little bit more color.
It's a
So
one-pot meal right there.
One pot meal is right. And that'll serve a lot of people. So for $5, and these noodles are, I'm not sure what the price is on these noodles. Maybe about $3 or $4. Got a little ya-ya. Another thing that we sell, which is out there, it's called the pot minder. Keeps pots from boiling over. So you throw this thing in the pot, or put it in the pot, it might break. And this is supposed to help your pots from boiling over. But I have always used butter, because my 2 boys from the University of Illinois went down there and they learned how to make mashed potatoes and boil all those potatoes those boys ate, and they put butter in the water and never boiled over, because they didn't like cleaning it up. So this is how you make this chicken noodle soup. I have made chicken noodle soup out of canned chicken. You know, you can buy the big cans of chicken. If you just want a small pot, you can make chicken noodle soup real fast out of that. Or just leftover chicken. You just chop it up, and then you would use this here or this to make your broth, and put a little seasoning in there, and you got it.
And she's also made it with beef too, with soup bones.
Yes.
Instead.
I make a lot of vegetable beef soup that you do. You can buy stewing meat or soup bones, and you can put them in the crock pot for like on low. What I have done is, before I went to bed, I put it all in the crock pot, the beef, put a lot of seasoning, garlic, onion, salt, and pepper, and then turned it on low. You don't want to turn it on high. And by morning, your beef is all cooked, and you are ready to make your vegetable beef soup. and you can throw a few noodles in there or a few macaronis. My mom, well, there were 6 of us, so she always added a little macaroni here and there to make it go a little farther. But a few of these noodles, so that's how you make a homemade soup, right there.
Easy peasy. Grandma
It is.
Tanner does everything the easy way. All right. Well, thank you for watching, everyone. The recipe is posted on our Facebook page. In the post, it's on I posted it right before we got on. Not sure how to put it in the comments yet. Still learning. We all are. So if you guys rewatch the video, she used these rotisserie chicken. I can't say it. From Sam's Club, and to make her broth, she took all the meat off the bones and boiled the bones in water to make her broth. So that was an easy way to get it. So thank you for watching, and everybody have a good week.